I loved nursing. I loved the community and my friends.
We are called to serve humanity, endowed with the art and science of caring. We are built on integrity and discipline that transcends through every generation. Immaculate and amicable, we are the source of hope to ailing ones and the foundation for building a healthy world. Together we shall stand. Nurses are great, nurses are caring.
You are all welcome to the 7th Quadrennial Delegate Conference of the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, Zamfara State, where inshallah we are going to witness the election of another state of officials to run the affairs of the association.
ربنا ولا تهملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا وارحمنا وارحمنا انت مولانا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار سبحان ربك رب العزه عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين ودعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
The Honorable Commissioner in this office, ably represented by a former secretary, who is a professional colleague, Nurse Pharmacist Mekio, the royal father of the day, our father, our mentor, a professional colleague, the email officer, Dr. Ibrahim Bello, so you're welcome. The special guest of honor, our leader, Hadimul Quran, the email of Mbudu, Alajas Ataru, so you're welcome. The vice president of our Great Association, Alhaji Abdulaziz Usman, representing the president, Nurse Enachi Okuma, the returning officer, Kamaluddin Ahmed, the co-returning officer, Tani Mohammed, the director, Nursing Services Ministry of Health, director, Nursing Services Center, Hospital Service Management Board, Yerima Mukura, the circuit actor Bongulu, the current college provost of Umar Bila Daf Kaura, the college provost Saja and Umar Randura, College of Nursing Science Zulbi, the former commissioner of health, a professional colleague, District Head of Kanum Alhaji Yahya Mohammed, the former chair of NLC and the immediate chair of our great association, Comrade Bashir Mohammed Mofara, the Secretary Ahmed Abakar of Nigeria Labour Congress, representing the chairperson of the Congress, invited guests, State Executive Council, security men, members of the press, Assalamu alaikum. It is pertinent to pause and give tribute towards the message to Allah, the supreme and the most powerful, the creator and the sustainer and the director of all affairs. He, Allah, is the King of kings. He domains over the heaven and earth, and nothing supersedes his control and directives. He is the honor of the throne of majesty. He endows who he wishes with the crown of leadership, and at his will, the retrieval of power and authority is done by him alone. October 2019 is gone, but yet the memory is like yesterday. Glory is done to Allah. We are greatly indebted to him for guidance, assistance, enablement, accomplishment, and sustainability in those things we are able to contribute during this regime. It is pertinent to note that the achievement recorded so far by this administration has not been by the sole endeavor of ours, but of God's enablement and collective struggle, support, commitment, as well as construction criticism by all the nurses and midwives who, by their own tiny spark, have continuously rekindled our light whenever it goes down. Thus, we have every cause to appreciate all who have lightened the flame within us. On behalf of the State Administration Councils and State Executive Council members led by me, I welcome you all to this historical occasion and thanking Almighty Allah for the journey mercy granted to all members to attend the 7th Quadrennial State Delegate Conference. conference holding in Gusau, the capital of Zamfara State. I mounted the mantle of leadership of NAM in October 2019. Here we are now, the 4 years has elapsed, as if just yesterday. So far, the tenure has been a successful one. Total of challenges is expected. At the end of the Congress meeting, I will render my account of citizenship to you, as it is accountabilities attached to every responsible assistant too. Dear colleague, I took over the assets and liabilities, and the case may be all the liabilities has been settled. Well, the assets are well maintained and improved in the course of this. Rendition of my account of stewardship, the highlight on to achieve our 4-point agenda will be highlighted. My fellow comrades, when we come in as elected leaders of our association October 2019, from beginning of the administration, we have invested time, energy, and resources to ensure that we achieve our 4-goal agenda. Your Excellency, invited guests, comrades, let me begin by extending our condolences to the government and entire people of Zamfara State for the serious security internet that resulted to several loss of life and properties of our people. The National Association of Nurses Midwives and Zamfara State Council is so much concerned about the hardship being faced by our citizens, especially our children in the rural area who are mostly affected by those acts. We wish to appreciate the state government for the billions of naira spent toward providing some relief to those affected. The entire nurses and midwives are extending their warm congratulations to His Excellency Governor Dawda Lawal on his victory and affirmation by the Tribunal Court on 18 September 2023 as the substantial governor-elect of Zamfara State. We wish to also appreciate the input of state government in tremendous activities done in the health sector within the 100 days, to mention a few. Payment of 3 months of pay salary to the entire workforce for March, April, and May. Organize medical outreach, provide free medical services to people with cases of cataract, hernia, hydrocele, biscopigiana fistula, and hair education. This is the first time such a thing has happened in the history of Zamfara. Out of compassion, Governor Dawda Lawal widening the program scope to cover all the 14 local governments across the state. Governor Dawda Lawal was also commenced renovation and furnishing hospital across the state. There is an ongoing massive supply of drugs and equipment tools. Governor Dawda Lawal construct a solar bore with overhead tank in General Hospital Bukura as a sample, engage non-governmental organizations and philanthropists in reviving our health sector, in which donation of more equipment / tools from the philanthropists are receiving for the hospital work. The 4-point agenda established by my administration for the past points. One is unity. Peaceful reconciliation was the topmost of my administration agenda. Our leadership have ensured that our members remain united and stronger through serious engagement and consultation. Let me use this opportunity to appreciate State Administrative Council and State Executive Council and all members of our association for the support and I have enjoyed. And I assure you that it's never taken for granted. Comrades, despite the hindrance that COVID-19 pandemic and insecurity has posed, we remain resolute to our promises. Education. It is glaring that greatest problem confronting nursing profession in Nigeria and militating against the profession growth and development is the clumsy nature of the professional education. It takes more than longer years to undergo a nursing education and training. Now is working in conjunction with Nurses Midwives Council of Nigeria and other relevant stakeholders toward continuous sensitizing the nursing education and training in Nigeria to do nursing education reform, which a bill was sponsored by our own professional colleague in the name of former Senator Hassan Menesia and former Deputy Governor of Zamfara State. The bill was sponsored by him and the bill was taken into cognition, and all of us bear witness the nursing education has been reformed. I'm delighted to once again remind us that accessibility to university education is on increase. Most universities has been granted approval, including open distance learning, and all certified and accredited by National Open University. In Zamfara State, Nursing Education Foundation was established by the outgoing State Administration Council in year 2015 has been instructed by this administration, and our members will continue to sponsor to continue in various institutions across the globe. For now, we have graduate of Bachelor of Nursing Science 547, post-basic 80, MXC 14, and PhD 1. We are praying for other people to continue on PhD, all in nursing profession. We collaborate with some NGOs in the state and organize workshop for our members. Welfare. The leadership focus and remain resolute in improving the welfare of our members, usually responding to favorable to members' requests, especially those who find themselves in dire need. We have been able to respond to the plight of nurses in critical need, especially those with chronic or critical ailment. Most of our members operate in work-friendly administrative environment as enshrined in the decent work agenda. Also support our members in wedding ceremonies, burial and condolences, unwanted happening like fire and flooding, assist our family members during captivity and when released by the bandit. Comrade, the present leadership embark upon regular and timely promotion exercise of our staff while liaising with the relevant stakeholder in making sure the implementation take effect immediately. Infrastructure deployment. We inherited a legacy of infrastructure deployment, and we are very appreciative of this. On our own part, we inculcated good maintenance culture by ensuring adequate maintenance and renovation of the properties inherited. Renovation and provision of furniture in Office of Director Nursing, Ministry of Health. Second phase of our sectors building on progress. As you all see, this is the second phase of our sectors, and by Allah's grace, we are free in the next couple of years to complete this building. Prayers. Well appreciate His Excellency concern for members' welfare and sport. We solicit for immediate implementation of student allowances, which was approved by previous government 6 months ago, and automatic employment of our students after graduation, as it is the practice across the Federation with only some precedent in exception. Implementation and payment of promotion arrears, as it is in the civil service, to reduce the menace of brain drain. We solicited our government should come to our aid in completing the second phase of this our sectors and provision of 18 seater bus to ease our movement during sporting supervision in the state. We also solicited our members in position and philanthropists to assist where necessary. In conclusion, on behalf of members of State Administration Council, I thank you for giving us opportunity to serve you in our respective honored position of leadership in our naval association now. No doubt we have a naval association, and the members are also a great warriors. Professional colleagues, returning officers, members of the press, trade union, student nurses, gentlemen of the press, other personalities present here, we have contributed our quota to build bridge of harmony and smooth trade professional unionism, which we hope will be added legacy for our association now. We wish all the invited guests journey mercy to our destination. Thank you. May Almighty Allah continue to bless all of us.
Our senior professional colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you with the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to briefly start by appreciating our royal fathers, because despite their tight schedule, they are able to accept our invitation and to be here with us. Meaning that wherever we are going in the right direction, they are watching. And when we are bending to somewhere else, they are there to tell us to where we're supposed to be done. So let's appreciate our royal fathers. I have a very tight schedule, and the schedule is to the best of all of us here, because we were able to request His Excellency to visit the College of Nursing Science, which he accepted. and in the next 30 minutes he'll be there. So I have to go back to receive him and also to take him around the college. So with this, I want to take an apology to go at the college so that we can be able to go around with His Excellency the Chocom. Third, I think there is an advanced discussion that the leadership of the NAM will meet with the Commissioner and also His Excellency to discuss and find out what can we do to support the association
security internet
to generate in the state. There are a lot of things which have been done, and as we are all aware, I'm a nurse, I'm also proud to be a nurse. So we will do everything possible within the capacity of my chair as the permanent secretary in the Health Ministry to promote the nursing and midwifery this in the state. I had all recommendation and requests from my friend Sheikh Sanidoki, and those are well noted. Some were already on it, and will continue to make sure that we'll be able to address them. I will ask the provost, College of Nurses Sanzulmi, who is my tutor, to represent me before they join this activity. So I thank you all of us, and also I pray that Allah will guide us, and we are going to have a proper discussion, and the outcome is going to be benefit to the people of our state and the entire community. May Allah guide us. So with this, I will take my permission. Thank you very much.
Nigeria nurses, articulate Nigeria nurses. Royal Highness, the Emir of Gusau, Nurse Alhaji Ibrahim Bello, with whom we are well pleased because he's one of us. The special guest of honor is Royal Highness Emir of Kungudu, Alhaji Hassan Atahiru. Good morning, sir. The Honorable Commissioner, Minister of Health, ably represented by the Permanent Secretary, Nurse Pharmacist Aliu M. Mikeo, the District Head of Kanoma, Nurse Yahya M. Kanoma, the DNS Minister of Health, Director of Finance, DNS HMB, the former Second National President, my mentor, and the former Chairman of NAM and NLC, my very good friend and brother, Comrade Bashir Mafara, the Provost of College of Nursing, the NLC Chairman, distinguished invited guests, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I stand here before you to present the address by the National President of the Association, Nurse Comrade Michael Nnachi Ekuma. And whatever I said here is on his behalf and at good dose. It is with great pleasure and gratitude to Almighty Allah for making it possible for us to witness the 2023 State Delegate Conference. Election forms an integral part of our great association. The National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives NAM, as a professional trade union, was built on democratic principles where members are given the opportunity to elect leaders that will champion the goals and aspirations of the organization and the profession every 4 years. What this means is that based on the performance of the elected leader, members of these associations are provided with the golden opportunity to hold their elected leaders accountable for their performance during the 4-year period in which they were in office as the executive officers of the association. And if the members are satisfied with their performance, they are voted in again to continue in office with a fresh mandate of another 4 years. On the other hand, if the members are not satisfied with their performance, fresh set of leaders are voted in to also try their best in uplifting the image and aspiration of the organization. This is the beauty of democratic system. Every democratic election goes with the slogan, democracy is the government for the people,
by the people and for the people. In our own case, kindly permit me to add that NAM leadership is for nurses, by nurses, and for the nurses, which means it is for the entire nurses and midwives of this country and not for an individual or group of individuals only. A situation we must all strive to avoid if we must save this organization. Elections are organized in different ways in different organizations. We are proud to inform these esteemed delegates and invited guests that NAM is one of the few associations that has embraced the electronic voting system as its form of electing leaders to various positions in the organization. In doing so, members are free to elect their leaders without any stress or intimidations at the comfort of their homes or wherever they are, provided they can access network services. The right to vote is one of the few pillars of democracy. Therefore, it is very important that as delegates, one must vote, because every contestant must be voted for, even those that are unopposed, as has already been made very clear in the electoral guidelines sent to each state, as candidate must get at least 2/3 or 67% of the total vote cast. Delegates, therefore, shouldn't find any reason as not to vote. As once you are a delegate from your unit, it has become obligatory for you to vote. Voting is not just our right, but our duty as members of the association, which means we have a great responsibility to perform tomorrow as our own contribution to the great aspiration of this organization. Being a member of the association, it is indeed very important to ask yourself this question: what are my personal contributions to the growth and development of this association and the profession? Because it is only when we ask ourselves this very important question that is when we will stop looking at NAM as the sole responsibility of the elected leaders only. Each and every member of this organization has a duty to perform in their own little way in making the association better than it is now. According to James Cash, and I quote, "Growth is never by mere chance. It is the result of forces working together," end of quote. However, to achieve these progressive ideals, we need to elect leaders who will be committed and focused. Therefore, petty sentiments in whatever form must be done away with in deciding the set of leaders that we want. Indeed, it is very important to stress that the fact that your decision tomorrow will decide how your welfare and profession will be improved upon in the next 4 years in the state. I must, at this juncture, commend the outgoing, soon to be re-elected leadership of NAM in this state for a job well done. After listening to the catalogue of achievements so far recorded by this administration, one can easily understand why they were being considered for a second mandate, to improve or continue the good work that they have started. I pray to Almighty Allah to guide and protect them towards achieving the greater height for the benefit of the entire nurses and midwives of Zamfara State. As a leader, it is very important to point out that for the continued success of the association, they have to maintain that team spirit that has led to the huge success so far recorded. The entire ESCOs must understand that working together as a team, regardless of various differences, is absolutely important for the success of the association, because it is the only way you can effectively deal with whatever threat or challenge coming your way. Remember the wise saying, and I quote, "Alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much," end of quote, by Helen Keller. Unity of purpose can only be the best interest of the entire organization, and most importantly, in the interest of those that elected you into office. Don't allow yourselves to be distracted by petty sentiment and personal gains to the detriment of your members. Individually and collectively, you all have a name and integrity to protect. According to another quote by Everest Halley, and I quote, "Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success." End of quote. Our past leaders has worked tirelessly to lead the organization to the current level. As such, we cannot allow the effort of our heroes past to be in vain. So we must continue to build on the good legacies that they have left behind. We must, as a matter of honor and decency, give and accord them the respect that they deserve at all times. The elders or the past leaders, on the other hand, we equally wish to humbly advise that they too need to decently play their advisory role and elderly roles to the newly elected leaders without being overbearing in that process. The followers need to equally play their roles with honesty and good intent and useful advice. Though it is the right of the followers to criticize their leaders when things are not done in the right way. But the truth is that if you really want to help the leadership, your criticism must be constructive. As good and keen followers of members and as good and keen followers, our members need to always find out the true position of things first before you criticize or form an opinion. We need to understand and respect the other person's point of view, even if you disagree with it, because doing so is central to the amicable compromise and better judgment of the situation. Unfortunately, most of the time, you find some of our members forming or making up their mind before they can fully understand the other person's point of view or the reason for the leadership action. It does appear as if most of the time we listen to what solidarity and support for the association. Great thanks to the screening committee members for a job well done for the screening committee. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live the National Association of Nigerian Nurses Midwives. Long live Zamfara State NAM Council. Thank you very much.
Executive Governor of Zamfara State, Dauda Lawan, represented by Permanent Secretary Minister of Health, His Royal Highness Emir of Gusau, Ibrahim Bello, His Royal Highness the Guest of Honor, the Emir of Bungudu, Haji Hassan Atahiru Bungudu. The state chairperson of NAM, Comrade Shio Sanidoki, the immediate past Labour chairman, NLC, Comrade Bashir Mafara, my veteran, vibrant NLC chairperson, Comrade Garba Bala, my respected leaders and mentors, Comrade Saad Bala Goram and Comrade Babangida Umar Zulumi, the national president of NAM, sorry for skipping you, please, I should have said it earlier, ably represented by the first vice president of the NAM. Please permit me to observe the existing protocols for those that I did not mention. I stand here on behalf of NLC chairman, Comrade Sani Haliru, who is unavoidably absent because his PRO, Comrade Abdullahi Dashi, lost his wife. He sincerely apologized for not being here. He said his spirit and mind is here with you. His apology. There is no doubt, even though I may agree and disagree with what the fourth vice national president said, nurses is for the nurses. He said What is democracy? Democracy is for the people and for the people, for the people. Nurses for the nurses. No, nurses is for all. Now, when you say now, you only shorten it, sir. Now is for everybody. Even in your own home, your wife is your now. You are a now of your wife. So virtually, NAM is one of the strongest, if not the best, association in Nigeria. There can never be a struggle, a labor movement that will be successful without NAM. I repeat. NAM is one of the best unions in Nigeria, not even in Nigeria, in the whole world. Because there is no place where you will not see, there is no home that will not observe nursing. Nursing is the first union ever. Once you are born here, when you are born today, the first thing they will do for you is to nurse you. Yes. So virtually, nurses is just a must. We just have to do with them. So it's a proud. In the history of Nigerian Labour Congress and for a state, I have never seen or heard if there is any administrative council without NAM. This is to show you how good and vibrant they are. And this is not in relation with how well you equip yourself and the ethical procedures you follow in choosing your leaders. That is what made you unique. That is what makes you unique. Because wherever you see a nurse, it's simply recognized in the hospital, everywhere you go, you are unique. Not like other unions, when you go, you need to confirm from which union are you. But today, if I see this person, I know he's from NAM. I don't need to ask a question. It's just like a policeman, when you see him on the road. Will you ask who are you? You definitely know he's a policeman. That is why when you come to hospital or wherever, the moment I see you, I know you're a nurse, and I know my problem is solved. A doctor may go on strike, but the pain will not be seen, will not be heard. It will not be as painful as when nurses are not on duty. So I believe we are one. So I'm only asked to give a goodwill message. Let me not disturb you with talk. Leadership is not all about who knows how to do it. It's just an opportunity. If you are elected to lead, does not mean that you are better than others. It is just a responsibility given to you. So I always tell people, a leader is only a servant. You are choose to serve. You are choose to serve. You need to serve those who elected you. And it is today that, yes, you can show those leaders, yes, we own you. You didn't own us. We can decide on you. Can you continue or we stop you down? Therefore, days are numbered. Years are just like months. Months are just like weeks. Weeks are just like this. 2019 to date has come and gone. Today, you are to choose another sort of people to lead you in the next 4 years. In doing so, please choose perfectly, efficiently, and responsibly. And those elected should please put it at the back of your mind. It's not because you are better than those who you contested with, but God has chosen you and given you an opportunity to test you. To test you, and you should remember, you'll be accountable of whatever you did. I therefore pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to lead you in choosing the best leaders of your union and to serve you better in the next 4 years. Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
I am one of those invested into him. And I think I could remember the last assignment I did that was a giant one. is just like a swap of what is happening now. 4 years ago, I was around Adamawa, Araba, Gombe, Yobe, and Maiduguri conducting a similar exercise on behalf of the national president and leadership of that. Therefore, it calls for thanks to Almighty God. It calls for peace of mind, and it calls for gracefulness, and it calls for all the thanks to Allah. Our union is growing in strata. And one important thing is the peace and unity that has been maintained in the union, despite all attempts by some enemies of progress in the association. I think that calls for also goodwill message. Those people in the union leadership, in the leadership of NAM, know what I'm talking. And I believe there is also need for people like us to say that we are pleased with what is happening now, both at the national level and at state level. I could remember as far back as 2000 or so, my leadership actually secured this land from the state government. And now it is no longer a land, it is a house, a habitable one. And not only that, it is wearing all decorative and colorful look for the use of nurses. And I believe also those of us that have actually retired, set aside from the active unionism, actually are qualified to say, we wish you well at the national level. Please take this message to the national president. And also the state chapter, the state council, we wish you well. We want you to continue to gracefully progress. And we pray that the Almighty God continue to help you, guide you, and protect you in all you do for the benefit of our teaming nurses of Zamfara State and Nigeria at large. And not to forget to tell you that we are still with you, continue to be with you. And as we elect leaders that will continue managing the affairs of NAM in Zamfara State, I pray that God will make it easy for us. It will be a successful one. May Allah take every one person that come here to rejoice with us back home safely. Thank you.
My project in School of Nursing, it was being provided by the Emir of Gusau. And in the royal family, I think I just have to thank him for the contribution he's always doing. The Emir of Bungudu is a father. Thus, nothing will happen in his family that I don't know. I have free in his house, one bedroom, wherever you don't take it. So the other professional colleagues, I think we just have to thank Allah. As you see this place, I can proud. There's no association have that this type of building, a modern building in the States. Many people are saying nurses, they don't have money, but we are honest. Many people say nurses, they are not all that, no. Prominent, no. Presently, I can tell you in Sokoto State, we have 3 nurses that are committed. presently in the state. So I think we just have to thank Allah. And if we go back to Ministry of Health today in Zamfara, just look at the archive. You will see how many nurses have become commissioners in the state. You will see it. In the council also, crossover. We have traditional leaders who are nurses. If you go to national parliament, we have nurses too. The immediate past deputy governor is a nurse. He was once a senator. The late and our own mentor too, Alhaji Sule Bello, was a minister. He was among the executive in the federal parliament also. So we just have to thank to Allah. And let me call in our nurses. We have one word. That is honesty and sincerity. Wherever you see nurses, they are honest. And they are very hardworking. What the representative of labor leader says is true. If there are any house there's no representative from now, so each and every house, each and every family, they have a nurse. A house whereby there's no nurse, I don't think it's a house, it's a bushy. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La hawla wala quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. My brother, the name is Bangudu, Sarkin Fulanin Bangudu. My former colleagues in the nursing, there are many, but I can see one and two. Representative of the national chairman, all other distinguished personalities, students and the other members, good morning to you all. Necessity has necessitated me to speak in English, but I know I'm not very linguistic. I only attempt to speak. I very much appreciate coming here to see some of my former students and to see the development. I feel very proud of them. I hope this kind of social intercourse will continue. There are many places that I cannot even recognize now. I will be wondering who is this, who is that, and so on. It's a good unionism. I'm very proud to be a nurse. I hope we'll continue to unite. We'll continue to come together. We'll continue to remember one another. Not only when this kind of occasion comes in, or comes on, but we can arrange to travel all away, far away, and visit our brothers and sisters. Some of my classmates, 72A, we have a group who are always talking, chatting, so you don't forget anybody. So it is not an issue that you only come together when there is an occasion. You have to have your colleagues at heart, either by phoning or by visiting them, if the need arises. I don't want to take much time. I believe you have a lot of things to do. My brother here, who voluntarily come up, witness this occasion despite all other commitments. So all I have to say, I wish you a huge success. Allah arranges everything for everybody. Whatever you are going to become is a question of destiny. What Allah has arranged for you, what you will get. So please, if you win you thank Allah. If you don't, you thank Allah. A question of time. I don't want to take much time talking, but I wish you a huge success. And may Allah continue to unite us. And, I hope those who are going to be elected will bring unionism in the whole nursing industry. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to say something. I'm very thankful to you. I wish everybody Allah's mercy and back home. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. The native of His Excellency, His Highness, so National President of this union, and also National Chairman, I believe, and also the State Chairman for the state, and all your colleagues, veterans in the nursing profession who are here, semi-veterans, and students. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very poor with protocols, so permit me to start with the missing protocol and then all of you who have found yourselves here. One thing that impressed me here were the accolades. And thankfully, the accolades were just started by somebody who is not in this profession. That was to tell you that all the accolades, all the nice words were true. And they cannot be said enough. Personally, I'm telling you this very sincerely, the nursing profession is the first profession I have wanted to go into. When sometimes I'm in the midst of younger people telling them that I've left higher institution in 1982, they opened their mouths. And there's somebody here telling us he was of 72. That should tell you that His Highness the Delegate has contributed all his life to science. Nothing is a service to humanity. So I want to congratulate nurses here and all over the world who sacrifice their lives in working for the benefit of humanity. It's a noble profession that all of you should be proud to be part of. I am particularly proud to be associated with this profession, what more of those who are in the profession. So I urge you to please maintain the dignity that the profession has been known for. Accept criticisms. Sometimes I know criticisms levied on nurses are largely not true, but criticisms help us grow. So please endure all criticisms and try to improve yourselves. Alhamdulillah, there are many opportunities now open to members of this profession. And there are researches and areas that have still not been delved into, particularly in places that we have some disadvantages in education, like the first. So I want to call on the state government to give every support and encouragement to this association. To give every support and encouragement to those who are working, and also to engage them and involve them in matters of governance, because if you trust somebody with your life directly, you should be able to trust him when of corners of the people. So I want to congratulate you also for ensuring that democracy survives. In the chairman's speech, he talked about October 2019. Now we're into October 2023. So I think the tradition has continued even up to the month of they are taking over the first responsibility as elected people, and now they are again in another October and doing the same exercise. So I think it's something something commendable, because otherwise it would have been taken place in December, or even some things, maybe squabbles here and there, we push it around and they say, we are able to hold it today, we are able to hold it next year. So I want to congratulate you for the stability you have ensured in the union. So I wouldn't want to say much, especially because His Highness the Emir has spoken already. And I think why maybe you asked me to speak after him is because you have considered him to be part of it. So I'm very happy to have this opportunity, and I assure you that we shall try to push every cause of this noble profession to achieve whatever God has destined them to achieve. So I want to ask you to always feel free to approach us and tell us anywhere we can improve the situation of the profession in the process. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Congratulations.
We thank Almighty Allah for sparing our lives to witness this occasion. We most sincerely thanks the representative of the state government, in person of Pam Ali Mekio, who is unavoidably absent for now. Then to our Royal Highnesses, the Emir of Gusau, Dr. Ibrahim Bello, and the Emir of Bungudu, Alaji Hassan Al-Tahiru. Mungode, Allah ya muku jagora ya kara muku lafiya. And our senior colleagues in the profession and our fathers, the DNS Federal Medical Center, DNS Board, DNS Ministry of Health, and Provost College of Nursing, Zulmi, our mother, also a colleague from the College of Health Technology, Bungudu, Safi. My able leaders from the national headquarters, we have to thank you for the journey, mercy, for coming for this special assignment, which God meant you to make it. May Allah take you back home safely. We wish all the election in the country to be successful. Our Royal District Head, our leader, our mentor, Sarkin Kanuma, and also the veterans, Bala, and also our Nortau, the Chairman Screening Committee, the Secretary Screening Committee, and other members. Then to my State Administrative Council and also State Executive Council, students, security, members of the press, we thank you all. May Almighty Allah continue to guide, protect our state, and also bring security and peace in the whole country. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.